how's it going, Monsignor?
It's going well, and it's busy.
Yeah.
Very busy.
Yeah, things have been very busy. I feel like this week flew by.
And I have still a list of things I have to do before the weekend. But this evening, I was thinking, we have hosted here at the Co-Cathedral a young adult Bible study.
Mm-hmm.
And it is open to young adult Catholics and even other Christians from 19 to 39. They meet here in the parish center from 6:30 to 7:15. They have time of prayer in our chapel. Then they come in here from 7:20 to 8:45. They break open the Sunday readings.
Oh, nice. That's a great way to prepare for Mass.
And it's about, I would say, probably anywhere from 5 to 10 young adults.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm available, I do sit in with them.
Mm-hmm.
I keep telling.
You're practically a young adult.
Yes, in a very strange universe. So it's very difficult to realize some of them could be my grandchildren. But anyway, but what's neat about it is I've told them this, they've helped me write my homilies, giving me ideas and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's every Thursday. When you join, they take your email so they can keep you in the loop, because there are a few Thursdays that they will not meet. But it is intra-parish, so you do not have to belong to the parish to belong. And so, you know, if you're a young adult or you know a young adult who would like to know more about Scripture, send them out.
And part of the RCIA process is we break open the Word after we leave Mass every week, and the kids and the adults get so much out of it. It's a totally different thing to sit and listen to the readings and listen to the homily, which are always wonderful, but to actually like interact with it and try to see where it actually impacts your life and how it can really change the way that we look at the world and the way that we interact with one another and all that. There's nothing better than breaking open the lectionary.
And I have found by listening to some of their own testimony of how they feel that the Word is speaking to them, or how the questions that come out of the reflection, how they responded, very positive.
Yeah. And the beautiful flow of the lectionary, throughout the seasons of the year, the liturgical seasons and the actual seasons. It is amazing when you start interacting with it on that level. So this Friday, tomorrow is Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Frank decorated our table with chocolate hearts.
Oh,
thank you, Frank.
Look at that. Thank you, Francis.
So we have our Pre-Cana this weekend.
Yes.
Friday and Saturday.
And it's filled. It's filled.
That's amazing.
We have 28 couples.
Wow.
And looking forward to it. We will begin on Friday evening and then continue Saturday afternoon to the 4:30 Mass, where we'll include them in our prayer.
Excellent.
And we ask everyone to please pray for all couples who are preparing for the sacrament of marriage.
Yes. There's a lot in preparing. I think people don't realize all the work that needs to be done beforehand, and then after. But it's not just, planning the wedding day, it's planning your, lifetime together.
Well, I just remember one of my brides sharing with me, and I hope she doesn't mind this, but she said her aunt keeps reminding her, whenever, because you know how tense wedding planning can be. And she says, just keep in mind, you're getting married. Keep in mind, you're getting married. The wedding's important, the day is important, but remember, it's the beginning of a life together.
Exactly.
And that needs to always stay, high on the list.
And so, at Mass this weekend, we will invite all of the couples, the married couples at church, to bless one another, right?
Yes.
That's
yes.
A lovely tradition.
We have a prayer for husbands and wives, and they will be doing that after the homily.
Lovely. Okay, and then Bishop is coming. The Bishop is coming.
Yes, Bishop will be celebrating 2 Masses within the next 2 weeks. he will celebrate the 5 p.m. Mass this Sunday, and also the 9 a.m. Mass on February 22nd. This Sunday, after the 5 p.m. Mass, there will be a gathering of young men and family members who have shown an interest in discerning a vocation to the priesthood. And then on the 22nd, there will be a catechetical formation day, which will begin with Mass and then move into the hall. So we're looking forward to that.
Yes. Also coming up, and this is just a heads up, doesn't really impact too much, but we have confirmation for 2 of my students, 2 adults, who have been in the preparation for many, many months now, at the 11:30 Mass on the 23rd. What are you shaking your head at?
Well, did I get their names?
Yes, you did. I sent it to you yesterday. Check your email.
Oh, was that the email from Jen? Okay.
Yeah, the one email from Jen.
Yeah, the one email from Jen.
So Monsignor's getting delegation, and we are going to celebrate confirmation on the 23rd at the 11:30 Mass. It adds like 5 minutes to the Mass, but it's a beautiful opportunity for our community to help support and pray for these nice people, and to celebrate with them as they confirm their baptism in our church.
And then
Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday. I love Ash Wednesday.
And Lent.
I love the crowds. I love the packed church. I love the craziness in the parking lot. I just love Ash Wednesday.
Me too. It's really one of my favorite days of the year.
It is.
That and the Easter Vigil are like the bomb.
And so, February 26th begins Ash Wednesday. Yes, Lent begins late. And Easter will be April 12th. Mm-hmm. April 12th. Just in the bulletin, I believe we had the regulations for Lent, but just a quick reminder, Fridays are days of abstinence. Ash Wednesday and Good Friday are both abstinence and fasting. And fasting is 1 simple meal and 2 smaller meals that do not equal a simple meal. And when we say abstain from meat, that includes chicken, duck, pork, please, pork and other meaty looking things. It's not just beef.
I have to tell you, when I was working in a different parish, I got a call one Ash Wednesday. A woman wanted to know if we were really allowed to eat tuna because it was the chicken of the sea. I was like, yeah. So you can eat fish.
You can eat fish, but the purpose is that we should be eating simple meals. I mean, I was in a parish once where we had shrimp scampi for lunch. And I called the cook in and I said, why are we eating shrimp scampi? Well, you can't eat meat. I said, no, but we're having a very upper register type meal. I said, it's supposed to be simple meal. She goes, oh, well, Father, it was on sale. I said, of course it's on sale. The stores know, the Catholics will say, oh, look, we can have now shrimp. So you're giving up steak to have shrimp or lobster.
Right.
What's the sacrifice there?
Yeah, it defeats the purpose.
I mean, if it was cod or bacala or...
Cod is like, if you do fish and chips, that's awesome. That would not be a sacrifice for me.
Any fish is a sacrifice for me.
Oh, I love fish.
No, it's a healthy food. And
okay, we have to talk after this.
Okay. But it's a food that eases my conscience.
Okay, I was going to say, because we had him over for supper, and he said, we'll have fish. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think he liked fish, but then he said he wanted fish. So we made fish.
Yeah, I like fish, somewhat, But I feel funny eating meat on Friday to begin with. I'm old enough to remember when we didn't eat meat on any Fridays. And so I've learned.
But it was okay, right?
It was delicious,
Okay.
really. And of course, the three pillars of Lent are prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. So we still have a full week and a half before Ash Wednesday, so please think about what you're going to do this Lent to prepare you for the sacrament of reconciliation, because an important element of Lent is going to confession. What will bring you closer to God and His church, and what will open you up to the presence of Christ in your life. That's what we should be doing, for Lent. Not just, giving something up and making everybody around us life's miserable because we're not eating chocolate, or we're not smoking cigarettes, or we're not doing that. I mean, if you do that, that's fine, but be nice to the people you live with.
Yeah, and make it something that is spiritually enriching and something that's going to, bring you closer to God, like you said, not just, give up chocolate and then binge on chocolate once, Easter comes.
Of course, now the big question.
Yeah.
Are Sundays days of Lent?
Oh, that's always a good one. Go ahead, answer that one.
Technically, Sundays are not the days of Lent, and where I went to Catholic school, the Maestra Pia Filippini said that you could break your Lenten observance. So if you gave up candy, if you gave up watching TV, if you gave something up, you could do that on Sunday. In fact, there's a meme that says you can have carbs on Sunday because it's the Lord's Day.
There you go.
But it's also important to realize that, but then were some religious orders, the Irish sisters, that were saying, no, you don't give up on Sunday. But technically, Sundays are the Lord's Day, so they are not a day of fast or abstinence.
The way I see it is, it's not an endurance test. It's not, testing yourself to see if I can do this thing. It's about making a sacrifice, again, that it's spiritually enriching. So it's not like, if you break the fast on Sunday and actually celebrate the Lord's Day, that you're failing.
No.
It's just putting everything in its proper place. And that's part of what Lent is about, putting everything in its proper place. So, and then one thing we didn't talk about is the age restrictions. So like if
Yes.
you're 14, then you give up meat. 14 and up, you give up, you do the don't eat meat. 18 and up is fasting. Up to 59.
59.
But of course, if you have medical conditions that prevent you from keeping the fast in the traditional way, then do something else that's going to be healthy for you that is also a sacrifice.
And if you're over 59 and healthy, and you want to fast, but please, and I like what you said, it's not an endurance test, it's not, as I call it, Catholic behavior modification. It's to open us up to Christ, and it should be more spiritual, and the challenges should be draw us closer to Christ and not make us miserable or the people around us miserable.
Exactly. It's not the point of it. That's not what penance is about. It's not about.
No. Okay.
All right, I think that's
Anything
it.
else?
Just that the addiction recovery mass went pretty nice.
It really did. It really did. Father Bob did a beautiful job. His homily focused on the importance of a place. A place where people who are struggling with addiction or who are recovering. I liked how he said instead of recovery, it was recovering, because that's really a process. And we're hoping to continue that.
And we have the Bible study. There's a Life Recovery Bible study that meets here on Wednesday mornings at 10, Wednesday evenings at 7:30. It's for people who are struggling with their own addictions or other people's. It's a wonderful way of reading the Bible and kind of focusing a little bit on the 12 steps at the same time. And we take one step per month. So it's February, so they're in the second step right now.
And it's important to realize that on Friday we have several meetings that take place here, and you can check on that through the various groups that meet here.
Yes. And we want to make sure that people understand that, that stigma that goes along with addiction has no place here, and that we are about healing like Jesus was, and about wholeness. So there's no shame in admitting that you have a problem, or that you are dealing with somebody else who has a problem. Get the help that you need. Don't be bound by shame, because that's not what God wants for us.
In fact, that's why he sent his son. I think that's it for
I
now.
think so. Have a happy Valentine's Day.
Well, you know, Valentine's, it's not a Valentine's Day anymore. They took him off the calendar.
He's off the liturgical calendar, but we still celebrate it.
Yeah, but we don't even celebrate Saint Valentine's. We celebrate Valentine's Day.
All right, happy Saint Valentine's Day. Just remember to say a little prayer or something before you have your chocolate.
Enjoy.